Right, good evening and welcome to your most authoritative evening political show, The Prime Points. We are live on Pan-African Television, live on Facebook at Pan-African Television, live on YouTube at Pan-African Television, as well as 48 African countries. You can join in the conversation by sending in your views, comments, and contributions on a WhatsApp stroke text line. I'll be reading those messages out for you. Those of you watching us on Facebook, can't share the Facebook Live for other people to also watch tonight's edition of the program. Don't forget to leave your suggestions, questions, contributions, and all of that on our socials, and I'll be reading all those out for you as well. My name is Justice Apia. Tonight on the Prime Points, we're having a one-on-one conversation with the Member of Parliament for Ketu North constituency, Honorable Edem Agbana. He's right here with me in the studio. But beyond that, we'll be looking at some few issues. The minority has raised some, governance issues and stuff like that yesterday in a press conference. What are they saying? They are asking the government not to take credit for the economic stability that we are witnessing currently. The minority in Parliament has said the government cannot take credit for the prevailing economic stability in the country. Addressing a press conference dubbed Holding Government to Account at the Parliament House in Accra yesterday, the minority leader Alexander Afenyomakin said Ghana's economic fortune so far was tied to the IMF bailout, debt restructuring, rising commodity exports, and not a re-engineering of the economy. Let's listen to him. We'll be right back.
The majority has turned Parliament into a parliament of fast track where everything comes under certificate of urgency. They should be ready to beat us in the chamber. We will resist with all the energy in us. This pressure may not be done and done well without at least talking about this third term agenda. We are aware that Mr. President himself says he's not interested in third term agenda. But we take this opportunity to also mention to Mr. President that, Mr. President, we are aware that many of your party members want to put the agenda. Please tell them one more time. Maybe when you said so in Singapore, they didn't hear you. Mr. President, you haven't spoken about your non-interest in third term in Ghana. Please tell your people that you are not interested at all. They shouldn't lead you into temptation.
That was the minority leader, Alexander Afenyomakin. I'm sure you heard him. He also, in that press conference talked about the fact that the President, John Dramani Mahama, he called on the President to reiterate in Ghana his determination not to seek a third term in office after the end of his second term as President of the Republic of Ghana. He said the President boldly told the world in Singapore that he would not seek a third term and had so far not done so back home, reiterating such non-interest in a second term back home. He said would help the supporters of the National Democratic Congress to stop pushing him to pursue the third term agenda. So those were some of the issues that they raised in the press conference yesterday. As I said earlier, I've been joined in the studio by the Member of Parliament for Ketu North constituency, Honorable Edem Agbana. Honorable, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How are you doing?
Well, thank you, Justice, and let me say good evening to you and to our cherished viewers and your production team.
Very well.
And let me say a lovely good evening to the good people of Ketu North, my cherished constituency, and to use the opportunity to wish everyone watching us a happy new year. This is my first time on your show this evening, and it's only proper that I wish everyone very, very prosperous 2026. It is our prayer that the country will see accelerated development.
Already
we are on the path of progress, but our prayer is for the John Dramani Mahama administration to deliver more in this year. So we wish everyone watching us the very best of the year.
Right.
Justice, having said that, it is very important to make the point that as a country, we live in a multi-party democracy.
Right.
What it means is that aside the ruling political party, there are many other political parties that exist. And they have a mandate of keeping government on its toes. They have a mandate of ensuring that they voice out their concerns and things that they believe will inure to the best interest of this country. And so the minority in parliament, and for that matter, the NPP as a political party, they have done no wrong in organizing a press conference to, as it may, voice out their position on matters of national interest. And so we welcome them. We know that 2025, they have lots of press conferences. There are people who kept the records. I did not keep the record. I didn't have time to do that. But people actually kept the record, and they claim that the number of press conferences they organized were more than the number of parliamentary seats that they had. But that is not my business.
The number of press conferences
they organized in 2025. More than the number of seats that they have in parliament. But like I said, I'm not a record keeper of that. But that is the position of
how many seats do they have in parliament currently?
Currently, it's not 87 something. Yes, I'm sure.
So
87.
Granted that they have about 87 seats in parliament. What the person is saying is that,
I mean, those who are keeping the records,
party minority in parliament,
they
had organized more press conferences in 2015 than the number of seats that they have.
Exactly.
The press conferences they organized in parliament.
That's what I'm saying. That
it's more than 87.
I did not keep the record. I'm not the one to be marking.
But do you agree with that assertion?
No, I know they organize a lot of press conferences. In fact, in parliament, almost on daily basis, on your way to the chamber, they will put the media together, and either a committee, their caucus on a committee, or the entire minority caucus was organized. So they have organized a number of press conferences. Like I said, it is within their rights to do so. But my only worry is that in the past, press conferences were powerful platforms to exude your position on a matter. Press conferences were issues of serious business. That any time you hear that either a political party or a group in parliament was organizing a press conference, it was treated with all seriousness that it deserves.
In other words, are you saying that they are abusing the opportunity they have?
Today, my worry is that today, if we are not careful, we will make press conferences look as though they are just a platform to say anything and get away with it. And so even when there are serious issues and we are calling for press conference, people may not take us serious.
How are they making
I'm saying this because, for example, last week,
platform where
just last week.
Like. Okay.
So, for example, just last week.
Okay.
Just last week. The Foreign Affairs Committees, the Minority Caucus on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, led by my good friend Asafueji, organized a press conference calling for the dismissal of the Foreign Affairs Minister. Just last week.
He ascribed reasons as to why they want the Foreign Affairs Minister to be sacked.
And this week, they have organized a press conference. The entire Minority Caucus has organized a press conference detailing issues from archaeology to zoology to witchcraft, from A to witchcraft. Every matter was contained in the press conference. So indeed, if we want to be speaking to issues of national interest, it is important to speak to them with all sincerity and let the people of Ghana know that governance indeed is a serious business. But in this their press conference, let me take some of the issues. For example...
No, before you come to this press conference, you made mention of
the Foreign Affairs Press Conference. What reasons did they give? That
they gave reasons as to why they want
because President of the United States, His Excellency Donald Trump, had imposed visa sanctions on 75 African countries, or 75 countries, with some African countries, including Ghana, being part. It means that the Foreign Affairs Minister should be sacked. That was the reason they gave. They described the Foreign Affairs Minister's style of diplomacy as reckless diplomacy. Why? Because for them, if you are a Foreign Affairs Minister of Ghana, Ghana should be seen as an inferior country, and so you cannot even espouse the position of Ghana on international issues. And so even when the Foreign Affairs Minister, speaking on behalf of the government of Ghana, stated our position on the U.S. invasion of Venezuela, that for them constitutes reckless diplomacy. When indeed, our Constitution, Article 40, points to the fact that our foreign policy is that it must always be in the interest of the people of Ghana, and the fact that we are non-aligned does not mean, and when you read the Constitution, it states that we must always defend international law, human rights, and all of that.
Right.
So if Ghana says the position on international law must be respected, that offends the NPP minority in Parliament. So for which reason they want the minister? Is that a serious reason
so
to
you think that there are grounds for calling for the dismissal of a minister is baseless?
It is completely useless.
Okay.
Baseless, useless, and I said it on a sister station last week that the most useless press conference in the history of this republic was the one organized last week by Asafo and Co. The most useless press conference. Because the reasons that they gave, these reasons were not tenable.
I see.
And in fact, if you were a student of international relations, if you were a student of international law, international diplomacy, and politics of global affairs, you would laugh at the press conference because the statement itself and their position on the matters that they attempted speaking to points to the fact that the people who wrote the press statement and those who read it clearly lacked the understanding of the nuances of international affairs.
I see.
And so it is the most useless press conference. I've described it as such, and I'll continue to call it like that.
Very well.
Now, moving on to this new press conference. They've raised a number of issues.
Yes.
And I will take some of the issues. Number one, the NPP is asking President Mahama to speak about whether or not he wants a third term. And in the same statement, they said, you spoke to the world.
Yeah, that he mentioned that in Singapore.
That you mentioned it in Singapore. That you spoke to the world.
Ghana,
you spoke to the world. Why? Is Ghana not part of the world any longer? So if President Mahama announces in Singapore that he is not interested in running for a third term, he is not interested in changing the constitution to suit him for him to run for a third term, that is not enough for them. Why? We heard it in Why? Were we in Singapore when we heard it?
But you and I would agree that
on what
after
platform?
He made that declaration,
the president cannot.
That statement.
What is the necessity?
Listen, some members of the National Democratic Congress are calling on the president to go for a third term.
I'm telling you that even after the president made that declaration, even if tomorrow President Mahama decides to organize a press conference to announce to the people of Ghana that he is not interested in running for a third term, even after tomorrow's press conference, many people will still come out and be urging him to contest. And this is not the first time. When people like you, when your leadership is impacting the nation, when people livelihoods are being improved, when the cost of living keeps reducing, the economy is better, the country is working for everyone, that regardless of your social status, regardless of which family you come from, regardless of which part of the country you come from, you live in a country that is working for you. That today you go to the fuel station and you are buying fuel for almost half the price that it was about a year ago when the NDC took office. Your wish, your desire will be to have that man who is in charge, who is at the helm of affairs, to continue. I contested in Ketu North.
Right.
When the Honorable Dr. James Kuchi Aveji decided not to contest, he decided not to go to Parliament again.
Right.
He did not contest the primaries. When he took that decision, even on the day we were voting at primaries, there were people who thought or who believed that he should change his mind and contest again. So, if the people of Ghana are calling for President Mahamad's remain or let me say extension, I mean, if the people are calling for President Mahamad to remain in office, that cannot be the position of President Mahamad. What he has said, clearly, whether he said it in Singapore, he said it in Jamaica, he said it in Israel, whether he said it in wherever, Amsterdam, wherever he said it, we have heard it as the people of Ghana. That is his position.
Honorable Demagwana, we've seen and heard notable people, including the majority leader.
And I am saying,
made a similar statement.
I am saying that. How sure are you that? How sure are you, Justice?
Stalwarts.
Justice, how sure are you?
Called.
Justice, how sure are you that? And I'm saying that. How sure are you that even me, Ede Magbana, on this your platform, if you give me the opportunity, I can call for it.
Would you call for a third term?
I'm telling you that
President Mahama,
that if that is the topic and you want me to call for based on his performance,
right?
One of the things that hurts me is the fact that I look at a gentleman. I'm talking about the first gentleman of the land, His Excellency,
right?
Strong, energetic, visionary, leading us in the right direction. And so one of the things that hurts is the fact that you look beyond 2-3 years and you know that he will not be on the ticket in 2028. It hurts because many of us believe that he still has a lot more to offer. But that is the position of the Constitution.
Very well.
And President Mahama has not said anywhere that he is interested in it. In fact, what he has said was that he was not interested. So why is the NPP minority so obsessed with asking the president to come and say he will not go again, he will go again and all? I have said I won't go again. Now they are saying that he said it in Singapore, so he should come and say it in Ghana.
I want to read out a bit of the reasons out to you. Now this is how it has been captioned. Tell them not to lead you into temptation. And this is the MPP minority to President Mahama. It says the minority leader called on President John Dramani Mahama to reiterate in Ghana his determination not to seek a third term in office after the end of his second term as President of the Republic of Ghana in December 2028. He said the president boldly told the world in Singapore that he would not seek a third term and has so far not done so back home. Reiterating such non-interest in a second term back home, he said, would help the supporters of the National Democratic Congress to stop pushing him to pursue the third term agenda. Quote, we are aware that President himself said he is not interested in a third term agenda, but we are aware many of your party members want to push that agenda, he said. Mr. Afenyo-Markin said, please, Mr. President, tell them one more time. Maybe when you said so in Singapore, they did not hear it. Mr. President, you have not spoken about your non-interest in a third term in Ghana. Please tell your people that you are not interested at all, Chief, and they should not lead you into temptation. These are their reasons.
It doesn't
simple
make
reasons
any
for calling on the president to
already said. It doesn't make any difference. Look, the president has already said he's not interested in a third term.
Right.
So whether he said it in Jamaica, he said it in Singapore, he said it in Malaysia, wherever, it is still his words. The words of, so unlike other presidents that we have had in recent times, you know, President Mahama is a man of his words. So what he says in Jamaica, what he says in Singapore, is the same thing that he says in Ghana.
So you think that there's no probability that some
the
party
president
people may push him?
The president is focused on delivering on his mandates. And anytime you see him, his focus is on those things. Let us not
so in other
give
words,
him pressure to come and organize
President
a press
John Dramani
when it
Mahama
matters and
cannot
he
be
has to speak
convinced by his party to seek for a third term bid.
President Mahama is the most experienced politician we have in this country today.
Right.
He's the most experienced politician we have today. And President Mahama is a president who has shown time without number his fidelity to the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
Right.
President Mahama is not a leader who will abuse the powers, the mandate entrusted in his hands. At any point in time, he will take a decision that will be in the best interest of the people of Ghana.
Okay.
This matter of third term is not even a matter that we should be discussing because it is not as though the president has initiated any process to change what is in the constitution for us to believe that indeed he wants a third term. So forcing him, trying to put pressure, come and announce it in Ghana, wherever. Even if he announces it in Ghana, I'm telling you, people will still come and be calling on him to contest. Let's focus on his mandate.
So it's not about where he announces it.
It is not.
It's not about where he makes the declaration.
Where he makes the declaration doesn't matter. It is because people are impressed. Look, I bought fuel today.
Yeah.
Just today. The tank was almost empty.
Okay.
And fuel, my tank, my car, I used to spend 1,450 Ghana cedis to fill my tank. 1,450 Ghana cedis. But today, less than 800 Ghana cedis, you are filling your tank.
I see.
Less than 800. Recently, I used just 686 to fill it. Then I realized that today, when it went down almost to nothing, almost to zero, I used just 700 and something, less than 800.
Since you're talking about fuel prices, then the majority says that you cannot take credit for the prevailing economic stability.
Okay.
How would you respond to that?
I think that it is important as a development economist. I understand that there are some factors that really you see the impact in the long term. We can't run away from that.
Okay.
There are some factors. There are some economic indicators. You start seeing the impact of those policy executions or those policies being implemented after a certain period, of time.
Right.
But today, the factors leading to the prevailing economic conditions that we are so much enjoying, that we are grateful for, has nothing to do with the previous regime.
Really?
Has nothing, none at all. None.
Well, but
let me tell you, they have asked questions about what really have we done.
What specifically have you done?
Let me tell you.
Within the 1 year period.
Fiscal discipline. Fiscal discipline in itself. Fiscal discipline in itself is a policy.
Okay.
Because if you are generating 1 million Ghana cedis and you are recklessly spending 5 million Ghana cedis, it doesn't matter what comes in every month. The economy will collapse, and that is what they did.
Okay.
The discretion to know that as an individual, you are not supposed to spend more than you earn in itself. It's a decision that will put your life and your finances on track. They were recklessly borrowing. They were recklessly spending monies they didn't have on projects that never had any economic benefits for this country. For example, the useless hole, the pits that they dug there in the name of National Cathedral. When you spent over 58 billion on that project and several more millions of dollars in compensations for the buildings that you demolished over there, these are not economic decisions. So when you have an economic management team, when you have a president and his finance minister, governor of the Bank of Ghana, who have decided that we need to be disciplined with our expenditure, and we are seeing the benefit, you cannot take credit for it. One of the reasons why today the economy is on the right trajectory is because there is a lot of discipline in the system. The loopholes, and I've always maintained.
But they vehemently disagree with this position of yours.
Why?
And I would want to read a bit.
Okay, you can read. You can read.
For saying that you cannot take credit for that. Okay. Addressing a press conference dubbed "Holding Government to Account" at the Parliament House in Accra yesterday, the minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin said Ghana's economic fortune so far was tied to the IMF bailout, debt restructuring, rising commodity exports, and not a re-engineering of the economy. How would you react to this? He mentioned the IMF bailout. Would you see that has not had any impact on the good economic fortune that we are witnessing today?
Before the NPP came into office, the first John Dramani Mahama-led government also had IMF bailouts.
Okay.
When they came, that bailout was to expire somewhere in 2017, entering into 2018. They went for extension.
Right.
And shortly after that, the economy again went into ditch. Recall when they were introducing obnoxious taxes like the e-levy. One of the things that they said as a promise to the good people of Ghana was that the e-levy was to make us self-sufficient and that they will never go to the IMF.
True.
The finance minister was wearing white, quoting Bible, and made that pledge. He moved around this country, organized press conference, town hall meetings, and told the people of Ghana that agreed to pay the e-levy, and I will make sure we will not go to the IMF.
Right.
Do you recall those days?
I recall
meetings?
Those. Yes, yeah.
But shortly after we started paying the e-levy, they still went to the IMF. That tells you the grand deception that these people were leading.
Okay.
They were in the IMF program, and yet things got difficult. Were we not at the IMF when the country, things got so difficult that they had to give us haircuts? Even the haircut, President Akufo-Addo told us that there will be no haircut. You have those videos. So one thing, they will tell you, there is no IMF. There will be no IMF. In a few months, you see the IMF. When they said there will be no haircut, so because they said there will be no haircut, some of us kept our hairs bushy because we wanted to have an afro. People had kept their savings so long, like a 75-year-old Rastaman from Jamaica and all of that. One day, President Akufo-Addo and Ken Ofori-Atta woke up and they were holding scissors. In fact, scissors would have made the haircut nicer. They actually used cutlass in giving us a haircut. Even pensioners were not spared. So if indeed the benefits of the IMF bailout and what have you, the economic policies, was there to be seen. The debt restructuring.
They mentioned rising commodity exports.
The debt restructuring and whatever they are talking about. Why were things very difficult under them? And you see, our friends in the NPP, they are not even consistent. They are not consistent. When you speak to some of them told us that Atto is only managing the economy like how so after a few months, the real issues, the difficulties will pop up. In one breath, they said it is luck. Somebody actually said the economy, Atto and President Mahama, we are just lucky. Is that not what they said?
Very well.
When they were there, they told us that despite all the sound economic policies that they had, Russian-Ukraine war and what have you, were responsible for the failures that we're seeing in the economy, the hardship that we experience. Today, they are taking credit that we cannot take credit for the. Let me tell you, nothing about this economy has anything to do with them. If there is anything we can credit them for, if there's anything we can credit them for,
okay,
it is about the fact that they mismanage the economy such that in a short time, Ghanaians have seen the big gap that exists between Dr. Ato Forsen and Ken Ofori-Atta. Because their economic management record was so abysmal that the performance of Ato makes it look as though, I'm sure some of them are thinking it is AI. Because they just can't believe it.
I see.
Because Ghanaians can't believe that when the administration had declared that they had locked the dollar and given the key to the IGP, the exchange rate was $1 to 17 Ghana cedis. The administration without slogans comes in, and today, humble, gentle Ato Forsen is delivering, and with just 10 cedis, 25 pesos, you will get for Ghana cedis. Okay. $1, 10 cedis, 25 pesos.
Again, the minority pointed out that the much touted fiscal consolidation had been attained on the back of sharply cut expenditures in critical sectors, resulting in a lower borrowing rate, and the current appreciation was solely due to the US dollar, which had led to a reference for massive global investment in gold. What about that one too?
That is, initially they said we were not spending. And they said, oh, we are not spending. You see, justice.
I mean, and that is the point you have raised there. You have
again,
cut expenditure.
They say we are not spending.
Critical sectors.
They say we are not spending.
Yes.
We are not spending.
But are you spending?
The NPP was so reckless that responsible spending appears like no spending to them.
I see.
They were so reckless in expenditure that responsible spending appears like no spending to them. Which areas will you refer to as critical areas? Are Ghanaian workers not being paid? Salaries were paid.
Very well.
Institutions or companies that even pays 13th month salary, they paid. Did that not happen?
They did.
When was the last time you heard Ghanaian workers mounting pressure that there was a delay in the payment of their salaries? So critical areas, are Ghanaian workers not being paid? Road construction. Currently,
have you paid the
more than 10 billion Ghana cedis has been spent, paid to contractors.
Okay.
Even the much touted of Anko interchange, that they kept talking, yabbing about, they left the contractor without giving him anything. They didn't pay him. We paid. And the contractor is set to finish work very soon. So when they say we are not spending, how are they saying that we are not spending? Which of them, those who are reading the press conference, which of them will say that maybe even as members of parliament or workers in any sector, we are not being paid? Which other sector? They claim critical expenditure. There's cuts in critical. What is critical expenditure? School feeding. We have increased the amount allocation to school feeding.
Right.
Under the NPP, that claims we are not spending. They couldn't even pay feeding fees for our brothers and sisters and our children in senior high schools. At the time they were leaving, free SHS was in arrears. Recall, during transition, the then transitional team had to order for emergency food to be supplied to some schools. But today, under the government, they claim it's not spending.
Right.
4.5 billion is being spent on free SHS. When was the last time you heard the students complain that they have not been fed? In fact, the last complaint I heard from them.
There are no such complaints.
Yesterday, I was in Joseph Penny Senior High School.
Right.
Yesterday, I was in Apipa Senior High School. Today, Apipa Senior High School is benefiting from one hot meal a day. Georgia Senior High School, the food that they serve the students is way better than it used to be. Today, if there's any complaint from the schools, then it is a complaint that we are overfeeding them.
I see.
And so when they say we are not spending, you want to find out what is it that we are not spending on. Look, go around this whole country. Big push projects and projects feeder roads. Road construction is going on in almost every district in this country.
Right.
Almost every district. So when they say we are not spending, we keep asking that why. It is only because they are so used to reckless expenditure. For them, let's chop the money nyafu, 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 nyafu. They are so used to that. Such that today, responsible spending looks like no spending to them.
Granted that these economic successes that this government has chalked cannot be credited to the policies of a previous government. What specifically have you done in beating the exchange rate down to currently, I think, 10.5, 11 cedis and stuff like that? What specifically have you done to attain single-digit inflation within a space of 1 year? What specifically have you done to ensure that, interest rates and stuff like that are down, fuel prices are, down there? Currently, a liter of petrol is sold at 95 pesos and stuff like that. What have you done? 1 year is too short a time for us to have been able to witness what we are seeing today.
1 year is never too short a time for some of the economic indicators to reflect in our pockets. Sound economic policies. I already spoke about fiscal discipline.
Right.
The fact that now there's controlled expenditure.
I'll come back to you.
Yes.
I would have to take a draw from our sponsors. When we come back, we continue the program. Now let's take a draw from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Truly African. Truly African.
This pressure may not be done and done well without at least talking about this third term agenda. We are aware that Mr. President himself says he's not interested in third term agenda. But we take this opportunity to also mention to Mr. President that, Mr. President, we are aware that many of your party members want to put the agenda. Please tell them one more time. Maybe when you said so in Singapore, they didn't hear you. Mr. President, you haven't spoken about your non-interest in third term in Ghana. Please, tell your people that you are not interested at all. The majority has turned Parliament into a Parliament of fast track where everything comes under certificate of urgency. They should be ready to beat us in the chamber. We will resist with all the energy in us. No more certificate of urgency. They had their way in the passage of the Gold Board law, the Energy Sector Recovery Levy, the Doomsday Levy. They also introduced its certificate of urgency, and many more other laws that they pass it through certificate of urgency without any scrutiny. We hereby sound a caution to the NDC majority. If they are not ready to read, we are ready to read. We all became aware that their 189 only exists in numbers. But come 2026, this 2026, they will never have their way. We will hold their feet to the fire and ensure that each minister account for his stewardship. We are going to open our eye and scrutinize every contract, every document that goes to PPA. The minority will follow it and bring motions. We will not sit idly by and allow the majority to use their numbers to deny us our duty in ensuring that there is proper oversight.
On behalf of government and on my own personal behalf, for the new year, God will usher him and us all into his grace. And to acknowledge him and the profound strides he is making to support education through the establishment of his Education Trust Fund, and to assure him that the state will partner him to open the doors of opportunity for many of our young people to be able to access equitable, quality, inclusive education. What I admire about Nitaki is his commitment to the development of the human capital base of the Ga Adangbe people. And I'm also here to give him my firm assurances and the assurances of the Ga state that it will be unthinkable for government under President John Dramani Mahama, with me as his Minister for Education, reflect our diversity as a people. Every society is its culture, and language is at the forefront of the definition of that culture. And therefore, it will be unthinkable for government to roll out any indigenous language policy and exclude the Ga language. So Nitaki Schroeder can be assured that not supervise that, and President Mahama will not tolerate nor accept that. Beyond what President Nkrumah did to promote multilingualism in our country, I have been at the forefront of the use of indigenous language to be at the center of our education learning curve. I would continue to maintain same, whilst recognizing that English remains our official language and our language of instruction at all levels.
I know, right?
We are an association of ethical lawyers and also as officers of the court. And so, in pursuance of the notice just referenced by our General Secretary for purposes of addressing you today at the International Press Center in Accra, some matters were brought to our attention, including the fact that a lawyer by name Yao Eninbuedu has gone to court, as it were, raising some matters. And as ethical lawyers, like I said, and as officers of the court, once these matters have been brought to our attention, it is immaterial the form that it came. That's the training we have. And so, as a consequence of that, we will abide the outcome, especially of his motion slated for, I believe, 5th or 6th of February before the court. And depending on the outcome of that motion, we'll deal with the matters that we intend to apprise the general public of, containing a well-prepared speech. So we are actually ready for today. But be as it is, we want to let you know that because of the processes before the court, we are yet to be properly served. I'm yet to be served. The General Secretary is yet to be served. Our office, situated at the chalet number 3, at the premises of the Museum and Monuments Board, is also yet to be served. So once we are properly served, we'll do the needful and deal with the matter as contained in those court processes. but for the sake of the ethics of the profession and for the sanctity of our courts and the respect that we have for our courts, and as law-abiding association of ethical lawyers, we wouldn't want to proceed with the press conference as scheduled. And so today we'll disappoint you. We'll hold our horses, and when we deal with those matters, we'll come back simply to apprise you of what we intend that we can do for the betterment of our lawyers and, of course, for the betterment of the generality of the people that we serve as lawyers both home and abroad. There's supposed to be a motion or notice slated for hearing on the 4th. Is 4th, great. 4th of February. And today is the 26th. And so maybe a week or so away. So it won't hurt. It's not fatal to the work that we do as an association. To wait for 10 more days or 8 more days, it's not fatal. No, I believe that if you read the process that we have cited, one of the key prayer is for this particular press conference not to be had. So that being the case, we are also particular in that regard. But why? Our activities not to be had, so we can't even eat in our offices as members. We can't even sweep our offices. We can't on our computers and look at cases. Because as a professional group of lawyers, we research. Does the Constitution bar industry from forming a group? It does not. So
is it an indisagreement?
By parity of reasoning, is the Ghana Bar Association an MPP group? Do you understand? So when people say those things, you ought to put the question in the converse. Is the Ghana Bar Association a group of MPP lawyers? Is that why they are worried? So we are not a group of NDC lawyers. We are a group of Ghanaian lawyers who have come to the bitter realization that the Ghana Bar Association has lost its luster and glamour.
We know that in Ghana, and especially at the Ministry of Trade, we are looking at import substitution. And so if they reduce their import of clinker, which they have done, it is beneficial for us because, you see, you need foreign exchange to bring the clinker. If you are getting the raw material here too, it means that you are creating jobs for our teeming youth. It goes to security. You know, if you have control over your own raw material, it's also a good security issue. So I'm excited at the fact that the cost of production is down because the raw material is here. Over the period, the factors that have actually affected the industries are among other things, high cost of borrowing, and then the exchange rates. Fortunately, under the able leadership of Excellency John Dramani Mahama, now the exchange rate is stable. It has come down appreciably. And so Ghanaians are also calling for a pound of the cake because, you see, Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing this for the benefit of Ghanaians and industry.
We have reduced our prices to, because the challenge that we had is the CD, the CD depreciation. Now, as you said in your word, we have felt that CD is stable, and we are happy about that.
Following the demise of the Ayawaso East Member of Parliament here in the constituency, we are here to engage to some of the constituents and also hear from one of the candidates who is contesting. In his speech, all he's saying is that he was pushed by the constituency youth to stand on behalf of the constituency in Parliament, and he's willing and sure to win the seat for NDC.
No, I keep saying that it's not about names. It's about service, right? We are here because young people believe it is time for a young person to lead, and we are responding to that. What you can do as
Welcome back from that break. You are still watching the Prime Points right here on Pan-African Television with me, Justice Apia. We are in a conversation with the Member of Parliament for Ketu North constituency, Honorable Eric Edem Agbana. I would want to take few of our messages. We have a lot of messages here. I would want to take few of them before I go back to Honorable. And this one says, Mr. Host, please tell Honorable that we, the people of Ketu North, are extremely proud of him. He is bold, precise, and fearless in speaking truth to power. With firm grasp of the fact and calm authority, he is elevating the conversation and defending the interest of his people with dignity and strength. This is leadership in action. By Godwin Dixon, Crep Africa. All right, thank you so much, Godwin, for your message. This one says, good evening, please. Is the NDC top men who were asking President Mahama to go for a third term a committee set up to change the constitution to suit the third term? You sent in this one from Harry Kobe. You sent in this one from Ablekuma Mahian. But well, I don't know if you have any evidence.
I think that I mean, without referring to this particular tester, I've heard a lot of people espouse that level of ignorance.
Okay.
The Constitutional Review Committee was not set up to give President Mahama
a third term.
Okay. And in any case, recommendations in the Constitutional Review Committee's report, when they are finally approved and implemented, it does not take effect with the current presidency.
Right.
Do you understand? So, for example, if Parliament approves the report that we have accepted to change the tenure of the president from 4 years to 5 years, it will not take effect from President Mahama. It will be taking effect from the next election. You get it? So it is not even possible. I don't know if you are getting it.
I understand. Because,
so if today,
laws, because bills passed and laws passed by Parliament they don't take retrospective effect.
It doesn't. Now, so what it simply means is that even if we decide to change the number of years or the tenure of a president to 8 years, 10 years, it does not start with President Mahama.
Right.
So when you say the committee was set up for that agenda, in all humility, it is a matter of ignorance, because I've heard some people say some of these things, and I was like, why people don't even know this basic thing? And I also heard a message you read from one Dixon of CREP. So CREP is one organization, CSO, operating within the education space. I will urge you and your team to follow them. They are very, 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 very critical, very meticulous on education issues. I've read a number of their press statements, and I think that they are doing
I'll take it
very, very well. So take it up. Anytime you have issues of education, I think that they are the CSOs that you should be inviting for your platform.
I'll definitely take it up.
Exactly.
This one says, good evening to you, and Honorable is showing to the world that the great NDC is having the true man by Mohammed Inwa. Good evening to you. Tell Honorable that we are proud of him. NDC is having the men. Okay, thank you so much for your message. This one also says, good evening, host. The Honorable Member of Parliament representing the good people of Ketu North is at the top of issues. He speaks with fact and data. Honorable, we the people of Ketu North are proud of you. The sky is the beginning for you. From Jacob Achu, Agbenoza.
I think that should be Agbenoza.
Agbenoza and Akachi.
Yeah.
He sent in that one
He
from
was
Akachi.
my former constituency secretary.
Oh, okay, I see.
Very good, great gentleman.
Right. Good evening, Justice. Great submission from my honorable MP, George Kobla from.
These are my constituents. They are the
All
only ones who call me George Kobla. Anyway,
he sent it from Ketunov, actually.
Yes.
Good evening, Justice. Please ask Honorable Edem Agbana, when is former Speaker Michael Kwe going to give handover note to the present Speaker? All right, he sent in that one from Lashibi. Why? Has he not handed over to Speaker Bagwin? I have no idea anyway.
I don't know about that, but Speaker Bagwin's performance, I don't think that any handing over note will make a difference. I have said on many platforms that the Right Honorable Speaker, Alban Sumana, Kingsford Bagwin, is an epitome of knowledge. He is an institution. In fact, our parliamentary democracy is still standing because of his wisdom, because of his leadership, because of his ability to steer the affairs of parliament. And I think we have not celebrated him enough. The NDC as a political party should also take steps to honor Bagbin. And I want us to be honoring people when they are alive, when they are still in the positions. Because parliament is what it is because of the likes of Bagbin. Look, from 92, and even his ability to shepherd parliament out of the 137 debacle and the confusions around it shows the quality of his leadership. And I think that we've not celebrated Speaker Bagbin enough. I don't think he needs a handing over note from Speaker
Michael Kwe.
To be able to. I don't know where that message is coming from, but he's a man.
I don't know where it's coming from anyway.
He's doing very well.
Right.
Okay.
This one says, Honorable Edem is excellent. He's an excellent young lawmaker by all standards. He is the light and the hope of K2 North. We pray God keeps and blesses him for us to continue putting smile on the faces of countless people and in and outside his constituency. We are grateful for all he's doing to raise the education standards in K2 North, especially in Josek. Thank you, Honorable. Vasco sent in that one from Josek. All right, thank you so much, Vasco, for your message. Let me take a few of the text messages I have here. This one says, good evening, Justice. Appear watching Prime Point right here in Hohwe in the Volta region. Let the minority give us a break. How can you be asking questions that you've already provided answers for? Is Ghana not part of the world? MPP micro-minority should be serious for once. My greetings to Honorable Edem Agbana, a great young and vibrant member of parliament. Please give him my number. Okay, thank you so much for your message. NDC is a productive party. You didn't add your name. Thank you so much for your message. Special greetings to Honorable Edem Agbana. Big thanks to him for what he's doing in K2 North. From Eche in Tajevu. Thank you so much, Eche, for your message. Whether they like it or not, we the people of Ghana are saying we need a better Ghana, not a bitter politics. We want JM to take over Ghana again. All right, thank you so much.
So you see the point I made.
People are still calling.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You see, people have lived through the 8 hectic years of the Akufo-Addo presidency. Those were 8 years of nightmare. 8 years of hardship, 8 years of difficulties, to the extent that even to afford 3 square meals was luxury.
True.
Look, things were so difficult, but our politics was polished, such that people were even afraid to speak out. Now, after experiencing 8 years of hell on earth, then all of a sudden, the emergence of a new leader, John Dramani Mahama, brings such economic relief. People are only right to call for his tenure to be extended. But we know the position of the law. The point I want to make is that the NPP minority must understand that the calls for President Mahama to continue is not coming from the NDC as a corporate body, but it is coming from the good people of Ghana who, having experienced his leadership, are so comfortable and they wish he will continue to put this country on the path of progress. So to create the impression as though the NDC has held a press conference or stated anywhere that we are extending or we are giving President Mahama a third term, for which reason they will even dedicate 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, 2 pages of their press conference to all of this. I mean, it's not necessary. The good people of Ghana are appreciative of the work of President Mahama. And that is why they will continue to. You go to some areas, somebody has been assembly member for 5 terms, 6 terms. He wants to resign. The people say, no, we don't want you to stop because we like you. So they should allow the people to flow. At the right time, the President Mahama, like I said earlier, he spoke in Singapore. And we heard him here in Ghana. I didn't go to Singapore to listen to him. So Ghana is part of the world. Even if he chooses to say it in the sky, as long as we have heard it, that is his position on the law. Let's not be wasting time on this conversation at all.
I'm sure you would want to respond to this. Somebody says that it is true that fuel prices are down, but why is it that prices of goods and services are still high?
Not all. I get the concern. The truth is that we have some traders who want to take advantage of their customers. We have some traders. So some traders have refused to reduce prices of some items. That must be noted. And we are working on it. Unfortunately for us, our system is not one that we do these price controls. In some jurisdictions, it is not an open market. The state decides how much you sell whatever item or what is the range of prices. But ours, we don't have those price controls. So we are only appealing to traders. But it is also not true that prices of goods and services have not reduced. Across largely, for example, I bought rice in December. The 5 kg bag of rice that I bought in 2024, right after winning my elections, awaiting my swearing in December 2024. The 5 kg bag of rice that I bought for 125 cedis. This time around, I bought it for 65 cedis.
It has reduced drastically.
Oil, the price of oil has reduced, and many other items. And so it is not as though all items, the price has remained same. In any case, fuel is also one of the things that we buy. It's also a good that we buy. So prices of fuel having come down, it also means that we are making savings in our pocket. And it has reflected in many, many other things. Because if, for example, you take taxi to the market and you were spending 60 cedis to convey your beans from your house to the market before selling, by the mere fact that prices of fuel has come down, people are now paying maybe 40 or 45 cedis for the same distance. That means you, the bean seller, the amount of transportation that you will be putting on the price of the beans that you are selling to the final consumer, that will also come down. So in the economic analysis, let's understand that it may not affect all prices generally, but across board, prices of many items have come down. And there are many things we can mention. I know for a fact that prices of electronics has also come down. Fridge or refrigerators that people were selling for 800 cedis in the past, now some of them are selling for 650, 700. And we have seen how shops are reducing. We have seen how shops are marketing. We have seen how even with the fuel price reduction, some stations are competing among themselves. Some are even serving breakfast.
I know,
some
right?
are serving breakfast.
I think Go started serving breakfast recently.
And some are serving breakfast as a way of attracting people to them.
Others are also beating down.
Others are also beating down the price. The pump price itself. When you hear of any of them serving hot a work plane about Bitaji, tell me.
I'll let you know.
So that I'll go and buy fuel from that
I'll
place.
definitely let you know. So I think I asked you an earlier question as to what this government did.
We've done a number of things.
Within the space of 1 year.
We've done a number of things, but I want to emphasize on the fact that fiscal discipline is one of the measures.
Okay.
Because we are not spending recklessly at all. So the responsible spending is also resulting in one. Number two, we have also done well with stabilization of our currency. What we have done, especially with the introduction of gold board, is that today we have a legal regime that has increased, that is protecting how the gold trade is being done. So today we have checked smuggling. Look, before the establishment of gold board, more than 3.4 billion worth of gold was lost to smuggling. But today, because of gold board, because of the excellent work that Sami Jemfi and his team are doing, you have all of this adding up to the gold reserves that we are exporting. When you do, what that means is that you have increased your forest reserves, and it reduces the pressure on the CD. Now, a reduction in the pressure on the CD, or the fact that you have strengthened your currency, and today we are being told that in the year 2025, the CD was the best performing currency in the world. That tells you that because you have strengthened your currency, it has benefits on all other sectors of the economy. Because when you are importing, so go to the port. In the past, if you were spending 170,000 Ghana cedis to buy a car that was worth $10,000, today you need only 120,000 maximum. That is even if you want to use 12 cedis as the rate. But as you see, the rate is even 10.5.
Yes.
And so you have made savings of over 50,000 Ghana cedis. So these things are all resulting in it. Another thing the Honorable Ato Forson and his team has done is the fact that they have restructured our VAT regime. And that is impacting heavily on businesses positively. Because as we speak today, you know that they raised the VAT threshold. They have raised the VAT threshold and also abolished lots of the nuisance taxes that we came to meet. Betting tax was abolished.
Yes.
The COVID levy has been abolished. Sanitation levy has been abolished. And many other taxes that became an impediment on the way of the business community. Today, those taxes have been removed by the Ato Forson-led finance ministry.
If I talk of the port.
Yes.
Today, I read somewhere from a colleague member, your colleague member of parliament, one of your colleague members of parliament, who said that Honda CRV, which used to be sold somewhere 2024, 2025 at 750,000 Ghana cedis. Today, if you have 450, 350, you're able to buy one for yourself.
Because you see, the challenge, and my constituency is a border constituency. We share border with Togo. So you have a Kano in my constituency. And that's why I always tell people that if you want a constituency where you want to set up a factory or a business where you have access to the entire ECOWAS market, because just by road you access Togo, Benin, Nigeria, and all of that, and Ghana's market as well, then you should be thinking of Ketunov, because we share boundary with Togo, we have good land and all of that. One day you should let us talk about the economic opportunities that we have in Ketunov. But back to the issue. One of the challenges that we faced in the past was that because of the high duties, import duties, many people were buying cars from Togo and smuggle those cars into the country. And sometimes they got arrested after using it for years and all of that. But today, why would you want to go through the stress of using a car illegally and be hiding from police. When you see a police barrier, you have to go and take some corner roads and manage yourself and all of that, the hassle. It is because at the time people wanted to buy a car, they could not afford the import duties. But today, many young people I know who used to buy cars from Togo are interested in importing the cars directly in Ghana and paying the duties on it because of the because of the fact that the taxes have reduced, because of the fact that import duties have reduced. And so these are all leading to even increased revenue for our country. So when anyone says that we have not done anything about the economy, it is simply because those people are not following how prudent economic management is being done by this government. Again, one thing that President Mahama, Dr. Ato Forson, and the BOG governor has done is that when you follow the operations of BOG, you see that today, when we came, all the policies that they have implemented, they started with a reduction in the rate for the treasury bill. They started with a reduction in interest. The interest rate has come down and all of that. And again, what they have done with managing the currency is that they are ensuring that any invoice that is raised for dollars or for any foreign currency to be used, they trace indeed what the money is being used for. Are you aware that there were people in the past, under the past government, who criminally were using, will raise an invoice, will go take dollars, but they were not for import as they claim, and they could not account for the importation of those items. Today, all those things are being checked. The loopholes have been sealed. In fact, some banks have been sanctioned because those banks became an avenue for those criminals to use in engaging in some of those illicit trading of our currencies. But today, all of those things are being checked. So when you see all of this prudent economic management in practice, and the people are telling you that you are not doing anything, that you are only being lucky and what have you. In fact, one of them said, one of them in parliament said President Mahama was using whatever money to run the economy because they don't understand why we are not borrowing, and yet we are spending at the right places, and the economy is still booming. My plea with the people of Ghana is that what you are seeing is just the beginning. Let's continue to support the government. Let's have confidence in the government. And my plea to the administration is that currently the economy is looking good, but there's an aspect that we have to move on and work on in 2026 more, which is the issue of employment. Because you see, where we are today, unemployment remains the biggest challenge facing our economy. I know that as we are expanding the economy, more businesses will be able to employ and all of that. But my prayer is that as we are recovering this fast, along the policies that we have been implemented, where clearance has to be given for teachers, let's give. Where clearance has to be given for nurses, let's give. I believe that with the way Dr. Ato Forson is managing this economy, if he opens it up a little more, we recruit more people for institutions that have space or have the capacity to take people, we will be able to employ more. And I know that this year, more jobs will be created. Clearance will be given for some essential service providers, nurses, teachers, so that we take more people out of the street. We take more people out of unemployment and give them sustainable employment. Another thing you need to know is that some of us are not interested in those tokenism or tokens as jobs. We want young people to be given sustainable jobs. And that is why we support programs like the National Apprenticeship Program and the others. That is giving the young people of Ghana proper skills, skills that will earn them, some good living sustainably. And so the economy is doing well. My expectation is that in this year, we'll do better, especially in the area of job creation and opening up the economy to employ more young people. That is the cry of the young people in my constituency. As we implement the 24-hour economy, jobs will be created. Opportunities are being created. By the time that Kukon Kete and all the other economic policies The agric mechanization centers are established and all of that. The next time I come to discuss the economy of Ghana, we should be singing praises of the government also in the area of decent job creation. We will continue to be advocates for job creation and for young people to be given sustainable means of livelihood.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Edemagbana, for coming. I'm so grateful for your time. But I've just been prompted that my time is up. But so give me 5 minutes. I want you to tell us so far what you've done in the constituency, what you are yet to do, and what the people should expect from you in 2026.
It's teamwork. 5 minutes. 5 minutes may not be enough for us because Ketu North we are doing a lot. Like I said, we are doing a lot. I'm not the only one. In the area of education, we are focused on 3 key pillars. The first is improving infrastructure, and which we are doing. Yesterday, we cut short for some projects in the Afipa Senior High School. Earlier, we did some for some basic schools. Yes. I still have a number of projects approved, and we are yet to cut short for. I will announce them in due course. We are also trying to empower the students. We have the Magbana Scholarship Scheme, which is the Ketu North Scholar. The first batch, we had 421 officially on the scholarship, and this is outside of those who we have supported in other means. We have the second cohort coming up. The award is on the 8th of March, and I'm inviting you. We close applications only on Sunday, and we started the process to screen because we are limiting it to only students from Ketu North. But some people applied from outside. We just want to screen them out and do the interviews and get the right people supported. We are also extending support to students at the junior high school level. We organized some mock examinations last year. We are doing same again this year. This year again, we are starting officially in February. The support for the teachers' professional development, the continuous professional development, CPD. And I'm paying fully for teachers in Ketu North to assess the professional exam development program course so that they will move on with that. So that's just in the area of education and many other things that we are doing. We supported the security supervisors and all of that. In the area of agri, sports, health and all the others we are doing. But for me, if you ask me, the most impactful policies so far for me, apart from the scholarship, is also the Ketu North Skills and Apprenticeship Program. We are giving young people from the constituency, young Ketu North people, the opportunity to learn a skill. And I'm paying fully for the apprenticeship, and I'm supporting them with the tools, the whatever they need to learn the trade. We've done the first phase for Georgia and Penny Zone on the 2nd of January. 22nd February, we are doing for the second batch, which is for the Apipe and Veta zone. So in all, we'll have about 500 people in a year benefiting from this program. And that's going to be an annual program. We have done a lot in other areas. But again, accountability, we are availing ourselves, accounting to the people, availing yourselves to answer questions and all of that. Justice, just to conclude, the sacred job of being the MP for Ketu North, I have accepted it as working for God. I have accepted it as a mission from the Almighty Himself. And so I am giving it my all. Giving it my all in other areas. And we've done a lot, but there's still a lot more. Recently I met my team and I rated myself, look, we can do better than we did last year. And this year, the number of programs that we have lined up. Today, I was at some ministries, and some of the things that we've gotten approval for, which I will not announce here, will be very exciting for the good people of Ketu North. I only plead with them that they should continue praying for me, because this year, it will be back to back. Good news. Good news. You know, last week we did some short curtains, commissioning. We are doing more. We will continue to do more and all of that. But more importantly, this year, as we operationalize the Ketu North Job Center, we are hopeful that thousands of young people from Ketu North will have the opportunity to get jobs through the job center that we are creating. So they should continue praying for me, and let's continue working hand in hand together with the MC, my constituency executives, branch executives, the entire constituency, and the young people who are volunteers who support me, follow me everywhere I go in the constituency.
Right.
I'm grateful to them for the support. I will continue living up to expectation, and I'll continue doing more than they expect of me. I'll see them on Thursday.
Right. The people of K2 North. Oh, well, really? Well, Honorable's birthday is
Thursday. I'm inviting you.
And
I'll do something in the constituency on Thursday morning.
I'll be there. The people of K2 North.
Should I tell you what I'll do?
What exactly
I want to surprise the school.
Okay.
So on 23rd October 2024,
right,
during the campaign, I went to a community, went to the school, the kids prayed for me and President Mahama.
Okay.
And I enjoyed that worship. I mean, I remembered how they prayed for me. On Thursday, I want to surprise them. They are not aware that I'm coming.
Oh, very well.
I'm coming with lots of goodies.
Very well.
Lots of goodies. I won't mention the school's name.
I'll definitely be there.
I'm inviting you to join me.
Well, this is what time we'll last on the program, but thank you so much for coming, Honorable. The good people of K2 North are grateful. They thank you for the good things that you are doing for them. We pray for long life, strength, more money, so that you can support the good people of K2 North all the time. We do know that you are going to be in Parliament as long as you would want to be there, just to support the people, just to develop the constituency. My name is Justice Appiah, and the show has been the Prime Point. Have a lovely night, but happy birthday in advance to Honorable.